have you ever stopped to think about what holds our world together? I mean, really think about it. It's something we take for granted every second of every day. It's completely invisible, but it's the only thing standing between us and the absolute emptiness of space. Let's dive into a truly mind-bending question together.
So what if for just 60 seconds, one single minute, that invisible protective shield was just gone? Not thinned out, not damaged, but completely and utterly vanished. The consequences? Well, they're more immediate and way more terrifying than you can possibly imagine.
The very first thing that happens isn't some huge explosion or a blinding flash of light. No, it's the exact opposite. The instant the atmosphere disappears, every single sound on the planet, every bird song, every wave crashing on the shore, every human voice would just stop.
So let's start there, with this incredible, deafening silence that would fall over the entire planet. And trust me, this is just the opening act for total chaos. To really get why this happens, we need a quick refresher on what our atmosphere actually is.
You see, our atmosphere is this amazing, multi-layered blanket of gas. We're talking about 5 quadrillion tons of nitrogen, oxygen, and other stuff all held right here by gravity. It's not just the air we breathe, you know? It's the medium that carries sound, it's the pressure cooker that keeps our oceans from boiling away, and it's the prism that paints our sky blue. And in our scenario, poof, it's all gone.
Think about it. Sound needs something to travel through. It has to have molecules to vibrate and pass the energy along. In the perfect vacuum that has just wrapped the Earth, there are no molecules to carry those vibrations. It would be a silence so complete, so total, that it's something no human has ever actually experienced.
Okay, so while the entire world is plunged into this eerie silence, something way more violent is happening to every living thing. For anything and everything exposed to the vacuum, the clock is ticking down its final, brutal seconds.
There's a scientific term for what happens next, and it's right here: ebullition. And this is pretty much the core horror of being exposed to a vacuum. Without all that atmospheric pressure, literally holding our bodies together, the water in our own cells, in our blood, it would start to boil. Not from heat, but from the simple lack of pressure.
And this process is terrifyingly fast. Instantly, the massive pressure drop would rupture your eardrums. Within just 10 to 15 seconds, the oxygen starvation to your brain would make you pass out. By the 40-second mark, brain damage becomes irreversible. At 60 seconds, survival is just not on the table.
And this isn't just about us humans. It's a full-blown planetary extinction event. Birds would literally just fall from the sky, their wings completely useless against nothing. Plants would basically explode as the air inside them expands and ruptures their cell walls. And nope, even life in the ocean isn't safe, as the surface of the water itself begins to boil away.
All right, let's zoom out from the biological horror for a moment. The very look of our planet would transform into something completely alien, almost unrecognizable.
Remember this number, 5 quadrillion tons. That's the weight that has just been lifted off the Earth's surface. That constant pressure was doing a lot more than just holding our bodies together. It was holding the entire planet in a very, very delicate balance.
And the immediate result of losing all that pressure is just staggering. The surface of the oceans would flash boil into the vacuum. We're talking an estimated 13 trillion tons of water turning into vapor and just escaping into space in 1 minute.
And the weather? Forget about it. Without air to move the sun's energy around, temperatures would swing to crazy extremes. The side of the Earth facing the sun could spike to over 120 degrees Celsius, while the night side would plunge into a deep, deep freeze.
This table here really paints the picture. Our familiar, friendly blue sky? Gone. Replaced by the pitch black of space, just like on the moon. The sun would no longer be a soft yellow glow. It would be a harsh, blindingly white disk. And daylight would be terrifying, razor-sharp black shadows everywhere, with no dusk or dawn. And then you've got the invisible killers. Our atmosphere, especially the ozone layer, is our planet's radiation shield. Without it, the surface would be instantly blasted with deadly UV rays, shredding the DNA of any life that might have somehow miraculously survived the first few seconds. Even the planet itself would react violently. When you suddenly remove 5 quadrillion tons of weight, the Earth's crust would actually rebound, kind of like when you jump off a mattress. This spring effect would almost certainly trigger catastrophic earthquakes and volcanic eruptions all over the globe. Now, you might be thinking, okay, if I could just hide in a super deep bunker for 60 seconds, I'd be safe when the air comes back. Well, you'd be wrong.
the return of the atmosphere would be just as destructive as its departure.
Just imagine all that air rushing back to fill the vacuum at supersonic speeds. This insane recompression would heat the air to thousands of degrees, creating a shock wave that would circle the entire planet. The superheated air would then act like a global match, igniting the now bone-dry forests and turning the world into one giant firestorm. Yeah, the cure is just as deadly as the disease.
This thought experiment, as completely terrifying as it is, isn't just a sci-fi horror story. It's really a powerful reminder of the almost impossibly perfect, razor-thin conditions that allow us to exist at all. It shows us just how precious our planet's fragile shield truly is.
You really only have to look at our neighbors to see what happens when that balance is off. Venus has way too much atmosphere, and it's a runaway greenhouse hellscape. Mars lost most of its atmosphere, and now it's a cold, dead, irradiated desert. We are in the Goldilocks zone, not just in our distance from the sun, but in our atmosphere itself.
So in the end, our survival hinges on this incredible symphony of interlocking systems. Our magnetic field, the perfect mix of gases, the water cycle, all working in perfect harmony. And if you pull just one of those threads, even for a single minute, the whole beautiful tapestry of life just unravels. The air we breathe, then, is so much more than just a mix of gases. It's the silent, invisible medium that connects absolutely everything. It's the rhythm of life on Earth. So what if our atmosphere vanished for 1 minute? Maybe the real question we should be asking is, can we truly appreciate the everyday miracle that it's here at all?